Alright, welcome to another edition of True Health Matters. I'm Drew Tadia, fitness expert. This is Rick Kohut, holistic nutritionist. Today we're going to talk about
ways to hydrate. I think that's what we'll talk about today. Ways to hydrate.
Yeah, that'll be our main topic. Through everyday life and through fitness as well. So, you want to jump into it?
Alright, so yeah, like we always talk about hydration, you know, whether you're working out or just in everyday life. Water is so absolutely important for us. It's used in every function that our whole body has. Our liver uses an absolute ton of water. We're made up of more than 65% water, so we have to stay hydrated. So we're going to talk about what some of the signs of dehydration would be. We're going to talk about ways to keep your water up, what kind of minerals that you should keep eating or drinking to keep your water up too, and some of the diuretics. So yeah, so Drew, I want to ask you then, when it comes to fitness and working out, what are some of the tips or what kind of advice would you give for staying hydrated?
Well, it's important for people to know that, like, our body is water. Like a lot of it, like everything inside of our body functions because of water, and not hydrating properly causes a whole lot of things to go wrong. Especially, even our minds, and people don't really understand that stuff. So, with exercise, it's more important because we're moving more, and blood and water and all kinds of things that you could talk about more than me. That stuff's in our extremities, and when we're exercising, that stuff's not close in our core like it usually is. So that's more important through exercise, I feel, than when we're just kind of maybe a sedentary life or just walking around every day. So it's important to hydrate before workouts, especially. You should drink 500 milliliters before a workout. To make sure you're dehydrated before you jump into an exercise. This will help your muscles. A lot of times dehydration, like when we have pulled muscles, it's because of dehydration. You watch those guys in hot weather,
yeah,
when it's really humid. That's when they pull a muscle. It's because they're dehydrated. And you have them sitting on the benches with electrolytes and water going into them, and those good sugars, which is but we should be supplementing throughout the day regardless.
Yeah.
So I'll close this up here. So during workouts, you should sip on water. Don't chug water, because then you'll be sloshing around, your stomach won't feel right. And then afterwards, you're losing a lot of water through workouts. So make sure you're hydrating. Again, at least 500 milliliters within an hour after a workout.
Right on. And I'll just touch on one of those points there about pulling a muscle and things like that. In our muscles we use calcium and magnesium, and we use a ton of it. Calcium helps to fire your muscles, magnesium helps to relax your muscles. So calcium and magnesium are usually found in water, mineralized water. That's the importance of good mineralized water too, because it supports that kind of stuff. So if you're drinking good mineralized water throughout the day, throughout your workout, you're less likely to have probably a sports injury or a muscle injury, something like that too. Okay, let's talk about some of the diuretics out there. One of the things that's a diuretic that's a very common thing out there is caffeine. Caffeine is...
You want to explain what a diuretic is first?
Okay, a diuretic. Diuretic is anything that causes your body to get rid of moisture or water. So it could be a certain mineral, it can be a certain herb, it can be a certain chemical. There's a lot of different things out there. A lot of food additives are diuretics. Magnesium is a diuretic. Sugar can be a diuretic. Caffeine can be a diuretic. Sodium can be a diuretic. So now all those things in moderation usually aren't too bad, and they won't have a large effect. But if somebody's drinking a pop, or having a chocolate bar, or having 3 cups of coffee in the morning, those kinds of things can add up to to actually excrete a lot more water than they're actually bringing in.
Yeah, I like to think about those diuretics as a sponge. So when you're
Yeah.
consuming, you know, these things that Rick just talked about, though, that's sucking away the water and the good nutrients that we're trying to get in our bodies.
Yeah, kind of a rule of thumb for coffee is if you drink 1 cup of coffee, drink a cup and a half of water to just replenish that fluid in your body. So you think about that, that's actually a lot. It gets rid of a lot of moisture and water from your body. So that's just a rough rule of thumb there.
Yeah, and I think that's really important because people will drink water throughout the day, or sorry, they'll drink coffee throughout the day and not
Yeah.
realize the effects they're having. Like that's really dehydrating our bodies and
Yeah.
could cause the problems later on.
Yeah, like if you're supposed to normally drink around 8 or 9 or 10 glasses of water a day, and you have 3 cups of coffee, that means you're going to have to add another 5 cups of water to that 8 or 9 or 10 glasses to begin with.
Which most people aren't doing.
Exactly. Yeah. So really important to stay off those diuretics when you can.
Okay, and something else, another nice point about hydrating is it speeds up your metabolism. So if you're drinking water throughout the day, it actually helps your metabolism, so you can burn body fat throughout the day by consuming water and just making sure everything's flushing out and moving consistently throughout the day.
Yeah. Another thing about water, it's a critical part of your immune system and your lymphatic system. And your lymphatic system is what helps to clean out and flush everything in your body. So if you're not drinking an adequate amount of water, you're not going to clean those toxins and everything out. Your lymph system is all around your whole body underneath your skin, and it filters through your kidneys. So your kidneys have to be able to clean all that stuff out. So without enough water, you can't get it moving. So there's another important part or a reason to stay hydrated.
All right.
Okay.
True health matters. Thanks for watching.
Thanks.